Okay. Machiwa, holy ones. Let me get this table pushed forward. Is that out of shot yet? Yeah, that looks good. Going live. Hello, greetings. Machiwa, holy ones. Tonight, we're going to be talking about fallen angels. Makaya. Why do we have this effect? Let me fix that light so it doesn't flicker like that. Sorry, guys. But we got this going on. Yeah. Could just be the lights not set up correctly. Hopefully that'll do it. That'll be better. Thank you guys. As we talk about fallen angels, 30 different races of fallen angelic races, alien species. And so this is coming from the innerchristos law of one, not from my own personal ideas and opinions, because some people will accuse me of that. The source of this information is the Emerald Order teachings, the innerchristos law of one. So this is what they say about these fallen angelic races, the ones that are involved in the human drama. And so we have positive, friendly angels, of course, and archangels. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the difference between the path, following the path of chaos versus the path of order. So the positive beings, any being, any extraterrestrial race, any human, anyone who's following the path of order are working towards the intention of Creator God. And those who are on the path of chaos, all of their principles are against the Creator's original intention. But Creator is the one who created this hologram of field to explore itself. Yes, God is an it. It's not a boy or a girl. Wait a second. Are we live? Looks like we're living color. Yes. And so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, you guys. And I respect all of your beliefs. We are following the principle of unity consciousness. No judgment. No dogma. And so we don't condone what these negative beings do. We're not going to hang out with them either, right? And have them around our kids. But we understand that all beings, including those who fell, were once beloved. I don't mean beloved. I mean, were once following law of one, who were once omnilove, But they had, over periods of millions of years, billions of years, made different choices until they started falling in their template from their original template. We all have an original template, and so, but they fell from that. And so, to think about this, you guys, the original manifestation template, blueprint of the human being or any being is in the 12th dimension. It's called the divine blueprint. All these beings, the fallen angels, are from the 11th dimension. So they're not connecting to their divine blueprint. So we'll be going over that. We'll talk about all the different races, including Anunnaki races. And there's a big distortion in the New Age, thinking there's only one race called Anunnaki. No. Which one? When you say Anunnaki, when you hear someone say Anunnaki, ask them, which one? What do you mean, which one? So there's many different Anunnaki species, not just one. There's many different reptilian species, not just one. So when you're talking about reptilians, who? Which race? When you're talking about Anunnaki, which race? Be specific. Now, it's not only Anunnaki and reptilians and the hybrids. Different hybrids of Anunnaki, different hybrids of reptilians. But of course, there's other races. But these are the ones involved with the human drama. And so these 30 different races, we're going to be talking about them. There won't be a lot of information about every single one, but we're going to mention them and talk about them from the Emerald Order book called Voyagers. There's Voyagers 1, there's Voyagers 2, and something called Angelic Realities, and there's all kinds of workshops. So once again, I'm not coming up with this, you guys, okay, because some people are going to claim it's fear porn to talk about fallen angels, it's wrong or bad, you shouldn't do that. So one of the first things we do is put our light, our candle, our crystals, our incense resin. Okay, so this is about frequency. It's about energy. Your thoughts are things. They're an it. Your thoughts are a morphogenetic field. Everything has a Cathara grid. Do you know what that is? And so, let me say hi to everyone in chat. Celine, I thought you were having a root canal, sister. Wow, you're back? Machua. You should rest. Don't you want to rest, Holy One? Oops. I know when I had that, my teeth were numb for a while. But, you know. Monster Quinn, and first one in the house. Hello, sister. Thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have Melvin Sanford. Greetings, Holy One. Shane Fisher. Yo, La Familia. Welcome, Shane. I am him. Peace to all. Yes, all. Not some, not a few, not the chosen. Okay, all. Machiwa Celine. Oh, you're back early. Awesome, awesome. Gotcha. Thank you for that. I'm so happy to see you. You're always, you know, everyone, so many people are happy to see you. So we're glad you're here. Much love to you, Sarah Holder. All my regulars, Daphne B. Hello, loves. Thank you for being a member for a year. You're awesome, sister. Danny Stacy, badass. Machiwa. Oh, the last drum circle, Shane? Yeah, I forgot. I personally forgot to lead up to it. That's only because I did a live before and then I forgot to intro the drumming. I just started with the drumming. The drum circle. So it didn't catch on the algorithm though. Last time we had 13,000 people. This time it was just regular. So I don't know why the other one hit it, or maybe they shadow banned me again. You know, I know YouTube is probably does that to my channel because all the other channels go off into the hundreds of thousands. So what's wrong with YouTube, right? So yeah, it's anyone starting a new channel on YouTube, it's a huge struggle. And speaking of struggles, I'm gonna make a video about this, a quick little short video, probably in the next day or two. But I want to give a shout out to one of my Indigo friends, my Indigo brothers, our Indigo brother, right? But I guess I'll do the YouTube channel because his YouTube channel is smaller than his Instagram channel. I want to help out if I can. So, give me a second, you guys. I mean, he posts every day, so it shouldn't take long to find it. Oh, make sure my sound is off. Okay, so a lot of you are associating yourself with Indigo children. I'm an Indigo child. This is my brother's channel. I put it in chat. When you have time, you don't have to do it now, but sometime bookmark that and go check out Jaguar Child. Jaguar Child is an Indigo. Maybe he doesn't identify with that. I consider him an Indigo child and his family, a family of Indigos, a strong tribe of Lyrans. So he creates his own music. He's a young man still, you know, developing his raw talent and skill and creativity. So please check out Jaguar Child. And I will make an official video about it from all my platforms, because I see him at the drum circles. That's how I met him. And so now he's part of my friends and family. And so you guys, let me say hello to everyone. Danny Stacy, 13 more. Melvin Sanford. Yeah, sexual. What? Oh. Yeah. The Voyager's link. I think Celine will hook you up too for a direct link. Thank you for that, by the way, Melvin. And I almost every day I'm sharing the link with someone when people ask, where are you getting this information from? Or where did you learn this? You know, those kind of questions. I always give them I always provide it in my lives and whenever someone asks. It's not a secret, you know. We're learning from Ashiana Dean, our teacher, and it's the body of knowledge from the Emerald Order teachings. The Emerald Order teachings. She's not the author, she's the scribe. She speaks and translates. So, but it's our information. It's all of our information. It's all of our code. Guardian code. What's up, Indigos? Sexual chocolate. New into research, but I have many questions. Do you ever do personal questions? Yes. Ask a question, you guys. Ask questions. And while you're here in chat, make sure you put Christos avatar in somewhere in your message. Like, hello, Christos avatar. Here's my question. You know, something like that or whatever. Because then the message will highlight and I will see it. Because there'll be so many people. 66 master number. Someone put that in chat. Dragons. Yes. Dragons. Dinosaurs are more of a, what's that called? Not good, not positive, kind of like, you know, kosher, you know. They're not trying to be, but I'm talking about, I guess you would say, the 3D dinosaurs. What about the 10-dimensional dinosaurs? Dinoids. The Guardians call them dinoids. I guess scientists call them dinosaurs. Or whatever. It just means plural dinosaurs. Dinoids. So they're ETs. Everything is ETs, you guys. What you see on Earth, such as animals, they're lower versions of ETs. Humans are versions of higher ETs. And so the humans are a guardian race originally. That's what we're supposed to be, you know, guardians of Earth and of all the assisting all life on Earth as a guardian. Okay, following the law of one, following unity in Christ consciousness. And now tonight, you know, you not only will have fallen angelics. What is that? I have a glare on the back. I can see, but it's not showing up. Okay. They have messed with the human DNA. What makes you think they didn't mess with any of the birds' DNA, any reptiles' DNA, any animals' DNA? Okay? So, 111 views. 111. Someone put that in chat. There's been 111 views. So we got those numbers coming in. 66, now 111. What's next? So there has been manipulation to our race, and that's what this drama is all about. And so the Guardians call them fallen angels. They also call them intruder races. They're intruding on us against our free will, messing with our religions, our belief systems, messing with our DNA. Thank you for that, you guys. Thank you for doing that in chat. And so, and it's their choice to follow a path of chaos, what we just mentioned at the beginning, because that's what this is about. Okay, because people will talk about it being a war between God and fallen angels. Okay, you could say that's sort of true, but you know, you're not being specific. Fallen angels, there's not just one group of fallen angels, like Michael, Ariel, you know, Gabriel, all that. No, there's more. That's one race. Okay, you can consider that the Anu Elohim angels. So related to the Anunnaki races. But there's also, reptilian fallen angels. Okay? Fallen, first of all, let's talk about the word angel. It's a level of body matter, a level of consciousness. A more evolved body, a more evolved consciousness. Now, we explain it through the 15-dimensional time matrix. 15 dimensions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You count them all, they're 15 dimensions. Okay? And so that's where these beings are coming from. Now, humans are, out of 15, humans are way down about the third level. Out of, 1, 2, 3. So this is where humans are. Angels, angels. They're at 4, 5, 6. They're at the 6th dimension. So technically, any being in the 6th dimension is an angel. An alien, multidimensional, extraterrestrial angel. You can call them celestial beings, or you can call them angels. Okay? But they're aliens that are in the 6th dimension, any of them. So some of those are going to be following the path of order. Some of them are going to be following the path of chaos. It's not about Lucifer and Satan, okay? Those are alien families. And so that's what an angel is. An archangel is just simply higher than 6th dimension. They're in the 7th dimension, 8th dimension, and 9th dimension. That's density universe 3. Okay, so we talked about it being different bodies, right? 2. So that's body matter or density matter. So by the time you get to archangel, that's density matter 3, which is crystal silicate matter. It's like ghost-like. So is density 2. They're half ghost-like, like sort of ghost-like. But definitely ghost-like by the time you get to density 3. You see the body is less and less atoms, less and less densified. An angel has a less dense body. Archangels don't even have a body anymore. They're pure consciousness, and they're so it becomes like the matter becomes so dense, less dense that it's mostly consciousness or pure consciousness. So there's beings after archangels, but tonight we're talking about the angels and archangels that are fallen. So beings from the 6th dimension, 7th, 8th, and 9th dimension. Those are angels. Okay? But we're talking about the angels who are fallen angels. That means they're following the path of chaos, and they're falling. They're falling in density matter. They're falling in consciousness. They're becoming less evolved. Just like humans are de-evolving into an animal being, creature. Okay? Human race is de-evolving, you guys. Once again, it's not according to me. This is the guardians, bringing us the forbidden knowledge, the hidden knowledge, the hidden history. Okay? And so these are secrets, man. That's why you got religions, which are fallen angelic systems. That sounds like a bold claim, but that's what we have 300 plus videos here talking about this stuff. Okay, if you're interested in how that's all about, check out some of my videos, man. You can't miss the topic. It's in a lot of the videos. Okay, so humans are de-evolving, not evolving, not awakening, and you got all these new agers saying we're awakening. And at the same time, these new agers are following books. Just like your holy book is an unholy book, your new age books are also about fallen angels. You're connecting to correspondences of an angel? No, it's not an angel, it's a fallen angel. Okay, for example, this is just one book, and I have all these books because 15 plus years ago, I was into this stuff. I have a huge library. Now it's reference material for videos like this. You got something like this, fallen angels. You got Red Dawn magic books, fallen angels. Oh, book on witchcraft, definitely fallen angels. The Psychic World Encyclopedia, fallen angels. Magic spells, encyclopedia of 5,000 spells, fallen angels. Okay? Encyclopedia, well, this wouldn't necessarily be fallen angels. This is just about dreams, but and especially dictionaries, encyclopedias of angels are fallen angels, man. And don't worry, we're going to explain how that is. Oh, how lovely. I pushed my camera out of the way a little bit. Encyclopedia of Vampires, definitely fallen angels. Okay? But this is what the New Age is pouring into their consciousness. And so, this is an example. Okay? And people won't understand what they're doing. We're going to talk about what you're doing in the New Age with fallen angels. Okay, let's say intention. Let's look for intentions. Wait, let me look at the main index. Thank you for your patience, because this is all going to hit home to a lot of people. This is why I go through this. I was there. See, I was there. Right where some of you are in the New Age. I was there too. I can relate and I can talk about it. Oh, you get, this is your terms in the New Age. This is your vocabulary. Okay? The plant kingdom. Herbs, garden plants, shrubs, miscellaneous plants. There's nothing wrong with herbs, but what you're doing with these herbs. They're talking about using gemstones and crystals and metals and alloys. Connection to the animals, birds, marine life, reptiles, insects. Oh, here's one. Goddesses, gods, magical beings, and spirits. Angels, page 365. The zodiac system, astrology, divination. The solar system, the moon phases. What is the moon? We made a video about the moon. Sorry, I don't mean to shout in the mic directly. Oh, miscellaneous. The elements, the directions, the colors, the numbers, numerology, divination, the tarot, major arcana, tarot. Yeah, you know what symbols you're using, you know what planets you're using, you know what gods, fallen angels you're using. Okay, so let's look at, for example, this is what New Age is doing, so let's look what New Age is doing. Intentions. Page 11. Okay, so, like abundance. Okay? Some innocent person wants to be good, wants to raise their consciousness, has an intention for abundance. But instead of going into their inner Christos, into their consciousness connected to God, oh, you're divining. You're going outside and you're going to create a spell. You're going to create a ritual. And you're going to connect yourself to a fallen angel. The zodiac is Virgos. The moon phases are full moon. You see how they're getting you to follow satanic rituals. Anything with the moon has to do with reptilians. That's where there's reptilians in the moon. It's a base. Remember, we talked about the moon plenty of times. These are reptilian moon cycles, full moon, new moon. It's reptilian black magic, homies. And what are you doing? Putting your energy to fake moon. It's not a so what is your magic actually doing? What is your intentions actually doing, Holy One? Right? So you're working with the moon. You're working with the goddesses. I don't know how with the Aine. I never heard of that goddess. Artio, Astarte, Bast, Ceres, Danu, Demeter, right? Or Fortuna, Frigg, a Viking god, Inanna. These are fallen angels, holy ones, not goddesses, not gods. This is what the point we're trying to talk about tonight. Okay? Or you're working with the gods, Inky. And we know exactly what Inky is. We're gonna be talking about Inky tonight. Hades. Oh, a being in the underworld. Nice being to use for abundance, huh? Jupiter. See, you work with gods in the tarot. You work with gods in magic. You work with gods in astrology. The planets, gods. Jupiter is Jupiter. Zeus. Saturn, a god. Pluto, a god. Why is there all these gods named after the planets? Zeus. And so, this is what I'm talking about, man. Okay? This is not so insane to say that religions are fallen angelic systems. These New Age are fallen angelic systems. You're sending your energies to some being, okay? Or you're sending your hopes and your dreams to the moon. Mochiwa. This is the human drama. We are under attack, not just our typical water, air, food. Our religions have been attacked, edited, changed. Our New Age has been given to us. Okay? Now people are having astral sex, astral traveling, and entangling themselves more with these fallen beings. There's people channeling these beings. There's people, what's that called? Invocating these beings. And these books, all these books, man, they're teaching you. They're bringing you into these fallen angelic systems. Okay, you're not going inside. None of these books are talking about your inner Christos, your inner God spirit, because they couldn't sell a book. They can't sell a book about sinning and giving your power to the moon cycles. You're relying on the moon cycles. You're relying on a psychic divination. You're relying on a deck of tarot cards. You're relying now on the alignment of planets. You're relying on your birth chart, on the date of your birth. You're relying on divination, and it's all connected to these occult, fallen angelic systems, magic systems. Oh, there's going to be all kinds of opinions. You guys, this is coming from the inner Christos perspective, and my channel is called Christos Avatar. It's based on the inner Christos perspective, teachings. So put some copal, gold copal. Put some frankincense. And another thing that's positive is using, you would say, for psychic self-defense, any type of attack from vampires, from witches. You better believe there's witches attacking other people with their craft. And so there's all kinds of energies that you use through the Kathara teaching, like the Maharic seal. But I'm saying you're going to have all kinds of things, stacking all kinds of things in your life. Okay, besides meditation and breath work and shield work, you're going to have crystals, you're going to have crystal bowls, you know, hear those sounds, all the positive things. I mean, you're not going to go deep throat into New Age practices. You want to get used to relying, you want to use that relying, connecting to yourself, your higher selves. Okay? Gods, we've had so many videos about what gods are. There is no such thing as plural gods. There is only the God, one God. There's only God. This is the sacred universal law of one. Whenever, every single time, you have a group of gods called a pantheon, when you're talking about paganism, it doesn't matter if it's paganism because it's monotheism too. They're all fallen angelic beings. Okay, God, the real God, doesn't call itself Lord or King of Kings. The real God is not a male-oriented gender. When you have a male God, something's wrong. Because that's a lowly, we just talked about matter form. Density, if it's a gender, it's either density 1 or density 2. It's not the creator God. That's the trick. You were introduced to the concept of gods. The concept of gods was brought down and given to you by extraterrestrial malevolent beings claiming to be your gods. They also claim to create you. So they come here, say, oh, we created you, or we're your gods, worship us. They did it to Sumeria, they did it to Atlantis, they did it to Lemuria. They're doing it now. They didn't go anywhere. They didn't take off and leave us alone. Like Elena Dannon says, Inky Anunnaki are coming. They're returning. They never left. They're still up in our faces since millions of years ago. They messed with us in our human seeding 1, which was millions of years ago. They messed with us in human. This is so powerful. I got to put it down. The amber is very, very strong. See, I get some amber on me, and it's such a wonderful smell to have on my skin. Might as well put a nice thing right there on my third eye. You could also use, unless you're pregnant, it's called mugwort oil. Or you could try different things like frankincense. But anyways, so this is just an idea of the conversation we're going to have tonight. So I welcome all of you guys. Thank you for being here. And if you have questions, I'm going to look at the questions as they come. So just let me know, you guys, because there's going to be all kinds of differing opinions. All kinds of opinions. And you guys, if you love tarot, if you love astrology and birth charts and all that, if you love the Golden Dawn, consider this a wake-up call. It's no attack on you or your beliefs. This is simply exposing that which is malevolent, that which is dark, from the inner Christos point of view. I remember this, Christos Avatar. That's why I know this information is correct. Wow, you remember. That's see, a lot of us are going through the spiritual awakening and remembering. While people will say chakras don't exist, I told you guys, someone said that recently, that chakras aren't real, they're a myth. We remember, we feel them, we see. Okay, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience. We are perceiving that which you say does not exist. So, you don't need others to believe, you guys. Remember, it's about chakra activation. They haven't awakened their heart chakra. They don't have that vision. We've talked about the heart chakra activation and all the list of psychic potentials that you can have when you just open one chakra, much less the throat chakra, much less the third eye chakra, Machua. And it's a literal sensation. And we might get lit tonight, but not yet. We're going to talk a while first, but we will probably get lit later tonight. Melinda Fisher, I'm very interested in these Emerald Order teachings. How did you discover this? Wow, I just said that tonight, right? Celine, please give Melinda, or just put it in post. Post it. I'm sure someone does. This all started from, to answer your question, it all started with me in 2010. This is when our teacher, Yasha Ashana, Ashana's Asyana, a lot of A's, Ashiana. So Ashiana, you can say Ashiana. I've heard people call her Ash. Ashiana had an interview with someone who's popular amongst a lot of starseeds, because she's a starseed herself, Indigo child, is Ashiana Dean. Okay? Oh, is Carrie Cassidy. So it was Carrie Cassidy. She has her own platform and social media that interviewed Ashiana. Ashiana doesn't have social media. She doesn't want to do social media. So that's her privacy right. So anyways, it's about security as well. That's a whole long conversation. But that is when I found the teachings. And when I started hearing Ashiana talk and explain things, OMG, it just totally, like, it's called a resonance. You feel a resonance in your body, and your mind starts awakening, and this is knowledge that you have a connection to. That's what happened to me. And I didn't understand it all. It was super advanced that she was teaching Sliders 8, which is way advanced to a new person coming in. I was new, but I had started doing searching and found out her beginner books. So I found the Voyagers 1, Voyagers 2. It talks about these fallen angels. It talks about these alien races. I'm going to actually show it on the screen tonight. We go through this to the back of Voyagers 2 and show you the different alien races, the part of the 30 different fallen angel races. So remember, we already talked about what angels are. They're levels of body forms and consciousness in higher dimensions. When humans are only in 3D, they're in 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, 9D. Angels are between 6 and 9. Okay? That's a huge part of creation in the 15-dimensional time matrix, and right in the middle grounds. They're not even the highest. They're middle grounds. But it's these fallen versions of these that are claiming to be gods. When they're claiming to be a boy god, girl goddess, it's a low-level being. And we learned the concept that in the higher dimensions, you're no longer a single individual. You're a collective of consciousness. A lot of these extraterrestrial races or fallen angel races are collectives. There's so many people, man. So many people saying there's Inky versus Enlil. First of all, they're friends. Okay? They're competing fallen angelic races. They're on the same team. They're against the human race. So they're actually competing against the reptilians. That's another faction. So these are collectives, man. Now there's some examples of individuals, like Thoth was an individual, because we talk about Thoth as his incarnations. He lived as certain incarnations, like Trismegistus, or as even Enoch. According to the Emerald Order teachings, Thoth was both of those entities and more. Hermes Trismegistus, you've heard of, right? And so this is an example of an individual, but Thoth is part of the Inky Anunnaki race. He's a family line in the Inky Anunnaki. So his original form is an alien from Nibiru. And I made a video about the Inky Anunnaki. They're like reptilian snake-like beings. And so that was actually pretty popular on my Instagram channel. So this is, I still need to do a Marduk and an Enlil one, but since Inky was the most popular, I did that one first. But there's more videos coming. Anyways, I released an Anunnaki video today. We'll see how that goes. But anyways, I'm trying to also show how Zachariah Ascension is a hoax. He's a scam. He was actually either unknowingly or knowingly part of the Illuminati, feeding him this information, trying to create a spiritual belief system in the New Age. It worked. Whether people even know of Zachariah Ascension, all these lovers of Inky, well, that's where it was fed from. That's where the first person was talking about Inky was Zachariah Ascension in his Illuminati books. So this is a huge distortion in the New Age. Well, like I showed you guys, you're worshiping fallen angels. You're following fallen agendas, malevolent, negative alien agendas. And so, let me go through the questions though. Yeah, there's a lot of conversation already. I might have missed a question or two. Let me go down, down, down. Yeah, I can already now only go so high. So if someone's asked a question at the very beginning, please repeat it. I was just there at a question, and there it is. Javier Elliott, if everything is energy, do we have the authority to command and control the energies around us as our vessels ascend? Energies such as sunlight, moonlight, electricity, etc. Well, that's just it, you guys. Authority is a fallen angelic concept. It's a false creed. It's the same with chosen. It sounds good, chosen ones, but it's not. It's a fallen angelic creed, false creed. Authority systems, elite systems, hierarchy systems. You're not better than the moon energies. You're not better than the anything. Okay? And so there is no authority. And if you realize that all beings are conscious beings of God, they're all creations of God, they're all faces of God, just at different levels of awareness. A plant, an animal, for example, doesn't have as a large awareness as humans do, but they're still part of the faces of God. So there is no authority in the Guardians. Okay, we don't have authority systems or rulers or kingdoms or anything like that. It goes against the principle of law of one. It goes against a unity. You're not unifying, you're fragmenting. I'm better than you, so you should listen to me. Right? That's what these archangels are doing. These fallen archangels. And so, no, guardians would get permission. You don't have authority. See, that's this. This is taking energies, utilizing energies. The true faults are the true black magicians, the true secret societies, the Illuminati are sacrificing humans and babies. While a Wiccan in their home is probably sacrificing a chicken. There's some type of sacrifice. They put a freaking altar and you put a knife on your altar. Whether you're going to use it to kill an animal or whatever, it's still about taking energy, stealing energies. Any concept of taking, like you said, taking energies, controlling, manipulating energies. No, holy ones. You want to connect to the prana, to the life force creation currents? That's this. You want to use your fourth dimensional frequency? You don't need a moon energy. Let me see. You don't need the sunlight energy. You don't need moonlight energy. You don't need electricity. And remember, energy is alive. Energy is consciousness. Consciousness is energy. You're made of conscious energy. The universe is made of conscious energy. Plastic is made of conscious energy. Artificial intelligence is made of life force creation energy. Everything is made of God's unified field. So God doesn't command itself, control itself. All of its parts have free will. Now, when you talk about burning some firewood for your campfire, that's not what you're asking, though. Okay, so and think about this: people destroying the Amazon forest, or people using fossil fuels for energy. The planet and humans are being totally effed up. We're effed up in our thoughts now, and we're used to being vampires. We're used to taking energies. We're used to slaughtering insects because they're pests. We're used to hunting and shooting, animals, chopping them up in pieces and eating them, putting them in cages and pens. It's actually one of the false creeds talked about by the Emerald Order. How humans are abusing the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom. They're calling us out. When I make a video about not eating meat, I get all types of horrible, disgusting comments. Like, oh, that makes me think hungry. I'm going to go eat me some chicken nuggets. See what I'm saying? This is the immaturity of people's spiritual understanding. Humans are in spiritual bondage by these fallen angels. And so, just so you know, people talk about spirits. They're not spirits. Your concept of spirit has to do with matter form density. Beings up there, we call spirits, but they're freaking less dense. Okay? A being who is a fallen angel, they could be in the phantom matrix, or they could be in a state of falling while they're in particle universe. But a lot of these malevolent fallen angels are coming from a place called the phantom matrix, which is a reverse consciousness. It's a reverse energy against the creators. It's going against all of the other creation of creator and trying to convert it to a reverse consciousness. It's feeding off the consciousness, but it's also controlling and manipulating the consciousness. Taking over consciousness, taking over planets, taking over other alien species. Like they're trying to take over us. They're trying to take over our planet and our resources. It's not necessarily resources. They really, really, really want our Stargates. Now, that's probably an advanced topic most people don't get or understand, but it's all about the Stargates for these Reptilians and Anunnaki, man. We're just in their way. And don't just think it's about a bunch of helpless 3D humans. There's advanced humans here. There's also guardian races here, just like you have underground bases of aliens. Well, you have underground bases of guardians. You have fallen angelic UFOs and motherships. So is there guardian UFOs and motherships. I mean, I don't know if some of you are into the secret space program or have you ever heard of Corey Goode. Corey Goode talks about the Ceres, which he called blue avians, and how they brought in the sphere beings. Notice they call them beings, not just spheres of energy. The sphere of energy is a beings of energy. When you get used to the law of one, you start realizing everything is alive. Everything. A little ant that you want to kill, a roach, a black widow, things that we get used to killing. We want to poison rats. We want to poison anything, kill anything that's in our way. It's a form of consciousness that, remember, we're in spiritual bondage. We think it's normal. We think we're superior. We think there's a lot of humans who think we're the center of the universe. It's a bunch of BS. There's this whole false thing saying that everything is rotating around Earth. Or the Earth is hollow. Or the Earth is flat. You see, you are not just attacked by the air, food, and water. You're attacked in your science. You're attacked in your religions. You're being attacked by scalar frequencies. They call it EMP, electromagnetic pulses. They use technologies against us. We're under attack on so many flanks. Our languages are under attack. Our DNA is under attack. Get your injection lately? You're being, the DNA template is under attack. They want us distorted creatures. You look around, people are acting and behaving like creatures. 1111, average view duration. Is that a coincidence, you guys? 1111, after we already had two other numbers. Someone put that in chat, 1111. I'm just looking for the questions that are highlighted, you guys, real quick, because there's over 130 people. It's hard to keep up with so many comments. So if you really want me to see your comment, please put the words Christos Avatar, the name of my channel, so then it becomes highlighted. Okay, that was all the highlighted comments. Okay, you guys, so now there was a comment today in one of the videos talking about millions of years ago. Like, they think that's so unbelievable. You guys, these fallen angels became fallen angels, right? At some point, they were all good, but at one point, they started to fall. Well, that was 250 billion years ago. Who cares about millions? They've been around for billions of years. And then this person's question was, how can they be permitted? How can they be allowed? That's a good question. That's a legitimate question. Okay, but what you guys don't understand is the law of one. Okay? If we're all creations of Creator, God created all of us, even the beings who were once good, who fell. When you fall in your consciousness, when you become a fallen angel, that doesn't make you separate from God. People who believe that don't understand what is God. They don't even understand what is omnipresence. You know, the word omni means all. Omnipresence means God is freaking everywhere. Not some places where there's fallen angels. Not in non-believers. God is once again all and present, omnipresent. God is everywhere, not some places, not some people. When you become a fallen angel, you don't stop being part of God. Where would you go? Hell. It's still part of Creator. No, God is loving good. That's dark and evil, All are Creator God. All are within the unified field of God. We're not condoning what these beings do. That's not what I'm saying. We know that there once were holy. We're all holy, but what I'm saying, we're all blessed. And but they used their free will because God gave free will. God gave all free will. That's how you're permitted, because God permitted itself. that God allowed itself to experience free will, but it's only in the hologram. The Bible doesn't teach you the hologram. New Age doesn't teach you the hologram. We're in a hologram. The 15-dimensional time matrix is a hologram, an experience of God. And part of God is in the hologram experiencing itself through all of us. There's only one being. That's how your God allows itself free will. So, Danny, I wonder what the reincarnation process is. Like how the fallen get to reincarnate like everywhere else. Good question. And it's not reincarnation. It's a false concept by New Age, by Hinduism and Buddhism. Remember, all religions, including Hinduism and Buddhism, have been influenced, have been twisted, have been distorted. There is not reincarnation like you think. It's called simultaneous incarnation. We exist all at once. Remember, God is all presence, present everywhere, not in the past, not in the future. Time, space-time is an illusion. But we knew that. Part of creation remembers that this time and the perception of physicality of bodies, it's all an illusion. It's energy technologies. It's consciousness technology that created this. It's all made by consciousness, so there is no space-time. It's all happening at once. And so, yes, your consciousness will go into, let's say you're in a six-dimensional angel, okay? Your consciousness can go in, which is the soul level. The soul level, the angel, the soul, will go into a human in density 1. Okay, so, but it's still existing there, and now it projected into a human. Now it's in two places at once, but it's technically you're everywhere at once, just like God is everywhere at once because you're part of the unified field. And there's a concept in the Emerald Order called the personal Christos. Your personal Christos, all of us, have a minimum of 1,728 selves existing in all different time vectors. Okay? So maybe you die, but it just goes into a new body. You never actually die. Your body may die, but your consciousness is still alive. Nothing actually dies. It just changes form. A decaying body is still alive. It's deteriorating into a different energy form. You know, you see the body turn into bones, bones turns into ashes, whatever, dust, I mean. Well, it's changing form over time. It just like you have something like an ice cube, you melt it, it didn't stop existing, it changed form. So you change form all the time and you exist persistent. See, even scientists say you cannot create or destroy energy. It just changes form. Nothing dies. But at the same time, they don't believe in the soul. They don't believe in God. It's all about science to them. So they contradict themselves all the time. So, but yeah, there's a process of reincarnation from our soul. Our soul comes into which is a fourth, fifth, or sixth dimensional energy, consciousness. The soul projects itself, let me show a diagram real quick, into sets of 12. 12 is the divine number. Base 12. Not no freaking Earth base 4 crap. Like they say there's only 4 possibilities in the DNA of all life. So it's base 12, baby. What's up? God is a base. The divine is a base 12 system, and so let me open Photoshop real quick and show you that diagram because it's it's easier to visualize. And also I'll show the aliens that we're talking about. Some of the aliens that we're talking about tonight, all the different species, the different beings in different dimensions. Some of them are in phantom universe. Some of them are just in, particle universe or parallel universe. So just takes a few seconds. Let me pull that up real quick. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think this should be it. Oh my gosh. It opens up in photos instead of Photoshop. All right. We got this. So we have, to answer your question, I'm trying to find the window. Okay. You have, for example, many souls. You actually have 144 souls. But one of your souls, just one of them, projects 12. Remember that thing about 12? Okay? One soul projects 12 of you simultaneously in different time vectors, different time periods. So you exist now some here, but you also exist right now in Egypt or Atlantis or Lemuria. Okay? You exist as males and females. You exist as alien species in these higher realms. So this is how, and then let's say this one's like 90 years old, right? And it body dies, but the consciousness will reincarnate. Okay. Oh, we just use that word reincarnate. I mean, you would project yourself into a new body. You actually have a soul birthing contract, and you come in and birth in. So anyways, this is this diagram. Let me show you guys this other one. Let me make sure the live is showing the diagram. Okay, it looks like it is. So we have this 15-dimensional hologram. This is where God can have dark energies. Only in the hologram. Outside of the hologram, Vatos, like the Ascended Masters, they're outside of it. It starts at dimension 15 and down. So everything actually from the 12th dimension and up is non-polarized. Doesn't have distortion. Everything from the 11th dimension, this is where the New Age is distorted. Most New Age believes, everything after 3D is blessed and good. At the same time, they talk about lower dark astral. They contradict themselves all the time too. No, honey. Their darkness is all the way up to these dark avatars in 11th dimension. And there's this system and the phantom system. So notice it only goes up to 11th dimension, 11.5 actually, not 12. This is where the guardians, you keep hearing us talking about guardians. Well, guardians are 12th dimensional and higher. And if all humans, remember, all humans have a 12-strand DNA, well, humans are originally guardians. This is called a diamond sun DNA. And so all these fallen angels are under us. Okay? And it is these fallen angels, watch the 11th dimension, follow the 11th dimension, where you get the Anunnaki. It is these Anunnaki claiming that they created us. How did they create us when we came before them? We come from the feline hominids called Anunnaki, who was created a race called the Lyran Syrian Anunnaki in the 9th dimension. And that is the Lyran Syrian Anunnaki created a race in density 2 in dimension 5 called the Ternesium Angelic Humans. This is where we have 12 strands of DNA. It was no freaking Anunnaki, fallen angelic race who created us. Now, let me go back real quick. I want to say, yeah, the camera got hit by the book or something. And we got this shit, man. Something to do with the lights or something. This side. Let me check that out, you guys. I thought this had enough light. All right, sorry. So, oh my gosh. Let me put this light pointing at it too. So this hasn't happened before. I need to tweak my settings or something. That's probably going to affect the light on my face, but that's okay. It's not showing up right now, so there's less light on my face now. But that's okay. Anyways, I was talking about the diagram real quick. Yeah, the Anunnaki and how they thought they believe they claim they created us, but we actually were created before them in a higher dimension. And just like they're effing with your religions, they're effing with your science. They also F with your history and your creation story. Now they give you a creation story, right? And so I forgot what I was going to say, but anyways, it came back off the camera. Thank you guys. Danny. Oh yeah, I was answering Danny's question. So yeah, I will make sure the green screen is just right next time, guys. Sorry about this issue. I have to refresh my screen real quick. Yeah. Esani is mentioned in the diagram, which is Bashar's. Wow! Now, what do you mean by fallen bloodline? It is a fallen angel. That's one of these 30 fallen angel races. Yeah, little alien said that nothing's really solid. Thank you, Celine, for sharing the Patreon link. Bobby Moore, religion only points you to God, doesn't show you who that being is. Yeah, but it does though. People talk about God as being a boy. Even in the book itself, it talks about God as being a boy. I mean male. God the Father and God the Son, but there's no mother. There's no sister. There's no women. Only the males are divine. You see how effed up and stupid that is? It's stupid because there's a whole planet of females with us, and all the divine males were created that came out of the womb of the female. But that is the red flag of religion. Most religions, including Hinduism, including Buddhism, put down women, devalue women. I don't think so, holy ones. A male plus a female make the whole complete being. You see what a male and female is? It is something that was whole. Now it's polarized. Female magnetic mostly, male electric mostly. Polarized. Omnipolar, bring them back together. I don't know if that's what you were trying to say, but Machiwa. We love you too, Aaron Elizabeth. Still, His name is Still. Bro, which Anunnaki created whom? I just got through explaining to you, brother. The Anunnaki did not create us. We're higher than the Anunnaki. But down here on Earth, they're putting us down, and now people are believing they created us. It's a hoax. It's a lie. I just showed you the diagram, brother. We came from the Lyrans, Syrian Anuhazi. We didn't come from no Anunnaki. Now, we both were created by the Elohai, so we're like cousins, but we weren't created by them. Any race claiming to create us is BS. There is the Sphinx on planet Earth. It's a giant sculpture. You can't miss it. That is showing you where we come from. The feline extraterrestrials. Okay, we come from the Lyran Anuhazi, not from Anunnaki. The Anunnaki were created by the Anu Elohim. So, there is no Anunnaki race who created us. That's the distortion in the teachings. It was Lyran Cat people who created us still. Well, Bobby Moore is talking about that because of the Draco influence that they don't teach you. It's 13 zodiacs. Yeah, that's all Zachariah Ascension propaganda, which is Illuminati. And so, first of all, let's break that down. Inky is a race of beings, not a person who fights with his brother Enlil. Enlil is also an extraterrestrial. Remember, we talked about collectives. These are collectives. These are alien species. One of the 30. Okay? Let's look at one of these Inky and Anunnaki. There's the diagram. It's still sitting there where I just showed you, bro. Look, I just left off right there. I showed you that the Anunnaki did not create us. And actually, these are the first Anunnaki, the original, basically only Anunnaki. The others are hybrids who got their DNA. This is the true, which is a dolphin people. Okay, from the 11th dimension. They're dark avatars from the 11th dimension. They're original Jehovah's Anunnaki. Hello, 11th dimension. Hello, 11th dimension. Humans are originally, DNA goes to 12. Okay, we were created by the Anuhazi. We were not created by a lower race in the 11th dimension called the Anunnaki. Do we got that straight? I'm not sure. The Anuhazi, I'll tell it again, they created a race in the lower density called the Lyran Syrian Anuhazi. It is the Lyran Syrian Anuhazi who created the Terahertz, or first it was the Orifeme, and then the Terahertz. So we go from Anuhazi, Lyran Syrian Anuhazi, Orifeme, Terahertz. There is no Anunnaki in that lineage. It is a lie, it is a scam, and this being created a bunch of races under it, which is part of these 30 races. So, if we're going to say, oh, don't forget the Anu Elohim. The Anu Elohim, here's one fallen angel. Here's two fallen angel. Okay? So there's two. So it's the Anu Elohim created the Anunnaki, who were cetacean hominids, dolphin people, from Sirius A. We're coming from Sirius B. They're from Sirius A, a different planet, a different lineage. Now here's a third fallen angel race, Nephilim, which is a hybrid. Remember, we talked in the title of the video, there's Anunnaki and reptilians, but there's also Reptilians, hybrids. Well, this was a hybrid actually not with the reptilians. This was a hybrid made with humans. So you take some of this Anunnaki DNA and mix it with an ancient Egyptian, voila, you got something called the Nephilim. Okay? So here's the fourth race, Anu. That's another, it was originally a host matrix given to the Anunnaki when there was a war, a gift from the Guardians, but they ended up being twisted anyways, and this is where the Illuminati races came out of. And I got someone praising Urantia, but they don't realize Urantia is part of the fallen angelics, and so is anything called Templar Anu. Okay, that is like where the patriarchal, sexist patriarchy came from. It is these Anus who are twisting our religions. Hence the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki are the ones twisting our religions. So this is like here's a Fanium, one of these Anunnaki races. And actually, you know, they're dolphin people. They're dolphin people. They created some dark dolphins called Shrikiel. Okay, there's that code name, L. You see L, Michael, Ariel, Gabriel, Kal-El, 11L, Stranger Things. L, what's up? L, Shrieky L, some dark aquatic dolphins on Earth. Here's another race, a Nephite. They got hook noses. They took an ancient Hebrew starseed. Remember, the original Hebrews are starseeds, you guys. They're not just regular humans. And then you combine it with this Jehovian Anunnaki. Okay? And you get a Nephite. And they're from Phantom. Remember, the fallen system. Sirius A. There's Sirius A, but there's also a Phantom Sirius A. But they're also coming from Orion, Antares, Pleiades, Arcturus, Avion. And so here's another race called Morantians. Some of these I don't know too much about, but these are just the Anunnaki races, you guys. These are races created by the pure bloodline of Anunnaki, who are created by the Anu Elohim. So it is the Anu Elohim who is actually the first fallen angel race who fought the Omicron Reptilians. They were competing gangsters, competing fallen angel races, who both won our Stargates. This is why we're these 30 races that we're talking about tonight are part of this. I mean, this is why they're mostly Anunnaki and Reptilians. There's another faction who are mixed. Anunnaki. If you take an Anunnaki and you combine it with some Reptilians, you're going to get a new race. These are all these hybrid races. Part of the video is called hybrids. And one of the biggest hybrids is called necromatons. These are actually, some of these Reptilians and Anunnaki, they fear the necromatons. That's what I've heard Ashiana say. They fear the necromatons. They're pretty powerful. So this is kind of like its own faction. But they're the ones who brought you Archangel Michael. This is Archangel Michael. Hello. You take a beetle people, mix it with the Nephilim that the Jehovians made. So they took the Jehovian, right, Anunnaki, combined it with themselves. Combined it with themselves, which are beetle people, insectoids. A lot of them are coming from Alpha Centauri, Omega Centauri, and Inner Earth. A lot of people think Inner Earth is sweet and nice. No, it's not. So anyways, these are the hybrids, and they brought us the Men in Black. That's another race, another fallen angelic race created by... See, this is the thing about Anunnaki, you guys. The Elohim are fallen angels, okay? It's a fallen angel race who created the Anunnaki. And by the way, the word Anunnaki, according to the Emerald Order Guardians, means Avengers of Anu. They're avenging Anu. Okay? They're doing the bidding of Anu Elohim, their creators. And by the way, whose name is in... Remember, these are called Jehovian Anunnaki. Whose name is in the Bible? Jehovah. Yahweh. Okay? Nephilim is mentioned in the Bible in the book of Genesis. And so is the word seraphim. Oh, so is the word Elohim. The Elohim is in the Bible, and so is seraphim in the Bible. Hello, what else? What other signs do you need besides an angry... Oh, let me bring this in here. What other signs besides the... this is not opening up in Photoshop. Let me do this in Photoshop. Besides these signs too, what else do you need to know? Religions are false creeds. Okay? Bringing you fear, bringing you guilt, bringing you judgment. That's what fallen angels do. And they're also sexist. They're also prejudiced. Okay? And actually, I've heard Ashiana say that the Jehovah and Anunnaki, since they're the real true bloodlines, the only true Anunnaki, they're actually racist against these other Anunnaki. They're racist against their own half-breeds, you know? So these are the Anunnaki plus reptilians. So this is where you're getting more races out of these 30. But I sort of skipped the reptilians. The main reptilians, the first ones are called the Omicrons and the Adedicrons. And you can see it on the big map. You know, they're the top of the 10th dimension. Whenever you think of the reptilians, remember, they go all the way up to the 10th dimension. The Anunnaki are a little bit higher, and so are the Necromatons. So these are the first reptilians, and this is described as an insectoid dino reptile. Dragon moths is their nickname, dragon moths. So I guess you could imagine. Well, I made a video about Omicron. Check it out. And their brother race, sister race, whatever, winged reptilians, because they're part avian. So these two races themselves made races underneath them. Now this is the Omicron. They made the dragons. Dragons came from the Omicron. Okay? They were just like the Anunnaki were created by the Anu Elohim. The Anu Elohim created the Anunnaki, and the Omicron created the dragons. The Draconian, Alpha Draconians, the lizard people, whatever. And it is the Draconians, the Dracon, who went to Earth 1 million years ago, human seeding too, the end of human seeding too. And the Dracon took one of our humans, which would be an Atlantean, originally an Atlantean, Egyptian Atlantean human, and combine it with their Dracon DNA, and you get now a hybrid called Dracos. So this is all part of the Omicron races, the reptilians. And so you got something that they actually did hybrids with mammals. There's a mammal on Earth called Chupacabra. It's a real extraterrestrial animal. The Omicrons made something called blue reptiles, humanoids, coming from Bellatrix system. Okay, then that Adedicron, apparently they didn't make races. Oh, they made the Enlil race. I know they made the Enlil race, I believe. Or is that Omicron? I'll figure that out after we get through this. The Zeta, don't forget about the insectoids. They're part of the Draconian matrix. They're coming out of the Seraphim fallen angel races. And so I know in the New Age, they think Seraphim are the shit. I mean, they think they're so wonderful and benevolent. It is fallen angels who tell you they are the good guys. They tell you they're saints, they're gods, they're angels, archangels. They tell you they are. And they will try to bring you your Christ consciousness and your spiritual mastery. Not. And so the insectoids are part of that crew. They're friends. They're family. They're related. They're all part of the gold flame seraphim. Now remember, the seraphim is one of the Trinity. Seraphi. Elohai, blue flame. Seraphi, all reptilians, bird beings, mantid beings, dinoids, they're all coming from here. Some of them fell. Not all of them. Look, the Athean didn't fall, and the Ceres didn't fall, but the Odedicron and Omicron fell. This is one of the first things I was interested in when I first learned about Ashana in the Voyagers books. For some reason, I was really interested in this stuff. And so the Odedicron made Enlil, and then we got the Zeta Gray aliens and the different little grays, tall grays, short grays. Actually, the Zeta from Reticuli system, they conquered these beings. Oh, wait, no, I got it backwards. The Regalians, the tall ones, are now bossing around the short ones. So they fight amongst each other, right? So this is the Anunnaki and Reptilians. That's not 30 races, but there's more over here. So we have the half-breeds, part Anunnaki, part Reptilian. See? There are variations. And the Necromatons made variations. That's where the Archangel Michael matrix come from. That's where the channeling is coming from these beetle creatures, beetle tortoise, fallen angels. And a lot of people in contactees, abductees have talked about these men in black. They don't look human, and they freaked them out because they didn't make a good hybrid. They made that shitty hybrid, but it's still on planet Earth, and so are actual real vampires. Well, actually, it doesn't mean they're on Earth, but there's this is probably Alpha Centauri or Omega Centauri or Inner Earth or Andromeda, Phantom Andromeda planets. So something called Noors. But look, notice the vampire. It's a serpent, man. Part serpent, part dinosaur, and it's a humanoid form. Vampires are literally real beings. ETs. Something called Noors. There's a lot of information in the Voyagers talking about Noors, who are between Marduk plus Pleiadian plus human. Man, these beings are always making hybrid races. Always messing around with genetics. And so, let me go back real quick. Thank you so much. Let me see. I'm checking on the viewer activity. Machiwa. Stardust Goddess became a member again. I guess you became a member again. You renewed. Thank you, Stardust Goddess. Good to have you, sister. Much respect to you. You're a regular here. Glad to have you. HV in the house, brother. Thank you so much, man. Could you tell us what HV stands for? You don't have to. Is that the initials for your real name? Don't worry about it. Learning so much. Currently reading Voyagers. Yes! And that's where the shit is. I mean, shit, the bomb. That's where the powerful, you would say, hidden history. The true history of what these beings are and what they're doing. And so, yes, Christos Avatar Awakening. That's my, let me see. Machiwa. I'll put the link in there too. Mokoyes. That's a direct link to Instagram. And so some people prefer one platform or the other, but that's okay. So thank you, Stardust Goddess. Thank you, HV. And I'm learning. We're all learning. This is something that is part of our lifestyle. We don't just do it once a week, like on Sundays, like people at churches do. Think about God and all this stuff only on once a day or some holidays like Easter. So, yeah, you guys, this is a wake-up call to a lot of people, because a lot of people have fallen for these false creeds. I myself included. Remember, I had originally was interested in all these books. I was practicing Enochian magic. We're talking about 10 plus years ago. I was learning about making sigils, contacting beings. I was interested in gaining that power. And that's what it is. It's about superficial power that you're getting from gods, and you leave. They teach you how to leave like alcohol or food for these beings and demons, so they will eat and they will be happy with you because you fed them something. Because you put it on your altar and you did a blood sigil. Now you're connecting yourself directly to these demons and fallen angels. And so, let me put some more incense real quick. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about these fallen angels, please write it in with Christos Avatar. Melvin Sanford, I once entered a portal while dreaming. But what is dreaming? Dreaming is a word that humans made up. You actually are now your body sleeping, your consciousness is traveling. That's what dreaming is. I once entered a portal while dreaming, but it led me to a place that felt just as real as this world. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not an illusion. We travel all the time, and people experience lucid dreaming all over the planet. It's not special. A lot of people are experiencing lucid dreaming. That's what you're talking about. It is just as real as this world. You don't need a portal to go there either. You usually don't see the portal. You usually are just going right through. You have your chakra. Those are portals. Those are stargates. This fifth dimensional throat chakra connects to the fifth dimension. You would go through your Templar of consciousness through the consciousness of the fifth Stargate. You dream, you go on medicine, you experience other worlds for real. You're not the body. Your body isn't going there, your consciousness is going there. You are the consciousness. Now, it's possible to take your body, but that's more advanced stuff where you're using your Merkaba field. The Merkaba is a vehicle. You can take your body. Okay? That's why in normal ascension, you don't need to die. You can go and transmigrate to another dimension, another planet, another body through your Merkaba field. Otherwise, if you don't have a working Merkaba, you're going to be going by UFO or the death process. You drop the body and your consciousness moves on, or it doesn't move on, it falls. Like most humans are going to fall because they're following fallen angel systems, fallen angel creeds, man. It is not a fear porn. It is not trying to give you some, this is what the Emerald Order is talking about. Most billions of humans are falling into Phantom. They walk Phantom, they speak Phantom, they treat others like Phantom. They judge you. Okay? Just like their false god judges you. Tortures you in the lake of fire. Sends black magic into your nation. Destroys your nation. Destroys your people. Kills toddlers and babies in the Passover event. Sacrifices. Has no problem with sacrificing. Religion is BS, man. It is false creeds. It is angry gods. It is wickedness. While they teach about fallen angels and Satan and Lucifer, they're the ones creating this teachings, creating these false creeds, creating a separation between male and female. Does it even make sense to you that females came out of the male's rib? Okay, that's bones right there. You're going to birth some woman out of the bones of your rib cage. And why does the woman look like the man except just different gender? It's the same, but different variation. Not lower, not coming out of the male. Okay, you guys know that gender implies a boy implies there's a girl. So why does God a boy but does not say females are part of the divine? You see what I'm saying? Some really smart people are being fooled by some stupid BS, man. If I've had lucid dreams of parallel Earth, it's usually scary. Honey, that's because parallel Earth has been taken over. They wiped us out in human seeding 1. They wiped us out by the Anunnaki. The Reptilians wiped us out in human seeding 2. Goodbye, humans. And they took us over. The Reptilians and the insectoid greys took us over in parallel. So let me show you on the diagram parallel. So we have Earth, and then we have parallel Earth, which is the antiparticle universe. And this is the information. And you guys can get this diagram. It's only for $15, or become an Emerald Order or higher member, and you get it for free. It talks about the physics of it, but then it happened in the year 2000. Our time was 1992. Wait, I wasn't trying to move out. In 2000, a parallel Earth, 1992, is when they took over. Okay? They have one world order there. They're under military, extraterrestrial martial law there. They did some fake coming of Christ BS, and it was successful. And they took us over. And they also use HARP technology. I know that. They use HARP. In their world, they use HARP. Hello, we got HARP. Hello, we have reptilians and gray aliens. Hello. Human seeding 3 is going bye-bye too. Okay? They tried. The Guardians tried. They tried to fix it with something called the Bridge Zone Project. Didn't work. In the hologram, fallen angels can kick your ass too. They can take over. It's not about being permitted. It's not about being allowed, but they are being allowed and permitted. But I mean, by higher technologies and because okay, this is an example. When it all started, 250 billion years ago, these Anu Elohim literally destroyed Stargate 12. The Guardians could have prevented it. They actually deliberated on it and decided to allow it. Sometimes, under certain circumstances, the Guardians do intervene. Like the 1,000 Years' War, you're fighting and fighting for thousands of years until they came and offered some, what's that called? Where both parties can be happy somehow. So one of that was when they gave the Anu race I showed in the diagram earlier. Anu was a gift to the Anunnaki, but they effed it up. They made it dark. So, yeah, they took over parallel Earth, man. And so they actually can win and kick ass. Now, I've also heard Ashiana where they have taken over. This is our time matrix. They've made it all the way up to the 11th dimension in our time matrix. In other time matrices, I've heard they've taken them completely over. So it's not about being permitted. It's not about being loud. They go against your free will. They can kick the Guardians' asses sometimes. Sometimes we lose. We lost Earth. This is our third time. We lost parallel Earth. But this isn't where you start going into fear. You go into a place of personal power. You go into your inner Christos. You go into your inner God spark. You connect to your higher beings that are outside of this drama. Okay, you have 12th dimensional avatar, Christed avatar. Okay, that's you, and you can connect to that here. And so you won't have fear. You won't be, falling for all of these hoaxes and scams and lies. Hello, that's why we expose them. That's why we talk about them. It's a spiritual war. Humans are in spiritual bondage. Humans, billions of humans. That's basically most of the planet. When you start talking about billions, that's most of the humans. Most humans are falling. And so we talk about these fallen angels. We talk about the false creeds. So you recognize them and start to take yourself out of that. There's no saviors. If you want to talk about saving anyone, you save yourself. You be responsible for your own spiritual awakening. We didn't finish the fallen angel list, did we? So just let me show you that again real quick. So we got down to the Necromatons. And so there was something called the Luciferian seed race. And that was a combination of 3 races. Lucifer is not the morning star coming from heaven falling to earth. Bullshit. Sorry. It's a race of beings. Okay? It's a race of Anunnaki. You take an Inky Anunnaki, you take a Marduk Anunnaki, and mix it with this Necromaton being, creature. These 3 races create the Amelian Anunnaki Luciferian race. It's called a seed race. So they took this seed race and created other races like the Luciferian Marduk, Necromaton. Okay? Some of the centaurs are Luciferian from that seed race. Some of the Inky are from that seed race. Some of the Pleiadians are part of that seed race. There's a lot of Luciferian races. Okay? And so we kind of skipped some of those. We have the Marduk. Famous in the New Age. They were actually one of the stronger Anunnaki hybrids. Remember, these are the hybrids. Okay, when you talk about Inky, Enlil, Marduk, these are all hybrid, not this Jehovian pure bloodline. There's only one true Anunnaki. These are hybrid Anunnakis. Let's make that distinction. So the Marduk is a hybrid, part Anunnaki, part reptilian. What does that being look like? You notice most of them have some type of reptilian variations, like a serpent, insectoid. Remember, because the insectoids are coming from that system, from the reptilian seraphims. So a lot of these beings look part Anunnaki, part humanoid, part reptilian. That's what all these hybrids are. I mean, think about a centaur. If it's blue or not, it's part humanoid, part horse, right? Well, these are all a bunch of hybrids. Enlil is no exception. It's a scaled reptile hominid. Not my opinion. I'm making artwork of what you call Enlil. I'm making artwork of what you call Inky. They don't look human, vatos. Oh, sure, there was some, what was that again? Nephilim. They look like humans because they made it with Egyptian humans. Okay? An actual Inky is not human. It's part Inky. It's part Anunnaki, part reptilian. So, but there has been some coming from that are gonna look human, and they keep on making hybrids, man. And so there is something called Syrian Anunnaki. And so they are the ones that will look more like human. Not exactly, but they're going to look a lot like humans. And some just do not look at all like humans. Like the Marduk don't look anything like... Remember, people see Marduk, they just think in their brain. They can't get it out of their brain. It's a person. It's a single person. They think Inky is a single person. They think Enlil's a person. Why? Because of the Zechariah Ascension. Okay? He started writing these Illuminati books from the 90s, right? So now all of you are following that religion. It's a freaking religion, man. Even if you don't even know nowadays in 2024, it's from Zechariah Ascension's work, because now you got people like Elena Danon telling you that Inky are returning. BS, man. And so you're getting the propaganda of these races. And our brothers mentioned this, Asani. Yeah, it's a short Inky. And we got people like Billy Carson and all these other New Agers, false spiritual teachers telling you how they're good. Oh, according to the ancient record, that's what Billy Carson keeps saying. According to the ancient records, dude, you are talking about Thoth. Yes? He talks about Thoth as his teacher, talks about Thoth, how great. The New Age talks about how great, how much knowledge Thoth gave you. Man, it is a bunch of freaking fallen angelic, Luciferian, Illuminati propaganda. Good luck with that. Good luck waiting for the Inky return. Good luck following Archangel Michael. Where is that again? It's in the Necromatons. Archangel Michael. They're called Andromes for a reason. Good luck with channeling. Good luck with, connecting to these beings claiming to be spiritual brothers and sisters. Come on. And so, yeah, the Enlil is part of that seed race, a million, Luciferian seed race, and the Adedicron reptilians. Remember those bird reptilian things? That's what that Enlil is part of. Winged reptilian plus Anunnaki. So an Inky is the same thing, but it's a mixture with a Zeta. I showed you guys pictures. Okay, since I got Photoshop open, I'll show you some of my artwork, because I look at the Emerald Order teachings and I get my descriptions from them to show you what they actually look like. And that's what my artwork is. I make guardian beings, but I also make fallen beings. So you can get an idea. And when a New Age thinks they're good and positive, oh my gosh, I gotta change this so it doesn't do this anymore. Properties, and make it aligned with Photoshop, because this is not working, right? Okay. All right, so you're going to start seeing some snake, serpent pictures. Because, wait, I got too many windows open, I guess. Because the Inky is part serpent. And all the New Agers think all this information is ridiculous. They think, oh, Inky's not some serpent-looking creature. He looks just like you. He created the Latinos and the blacks. All this BS, man. It is freaking unbelievable BS. This is what you're dealing with. Okay? Let me show you better pictures than that. I mean, this is a part snake being. All right? These beings aren't your friend. They didn't create you. Does it look like they created you? Okay? Okay. What does it say again in Voyagers? Sorry, I was trying to pull up the other window. What does it say again in Voyagers? Wait, why is it not showing? Oh, there we go. Okay. What does it say again in Voyagers? Sorry, I was trying to pull up the other window. What does it say again in Voyagers? Wait, why is it not showing? Oh. I don't know why this is mixing me up, dude. The PDF isn't working? Wait a second. I'm seeing myself when I shouldn't see myself. I'm supposed to see the Photoshop, but Photoshop's... Or no, something's wrong. Oh, the PDF isn't opening. Okay, now I understand what was technical bullshit. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so... wait, what? Oh, I know why I'm confusing myself, because... Okay. So this is saying it's a serpent man. It's part serpent, part reptilian, part human looking. This is what Inky looks like. Reptilian, snake looking, humanoid looking, not human looking. Okay? I haven't made pictures of the Marduk yet, but that's something I'm making up. But first I want to make the Azurites. I'm making the Azurites. Reptilian snake-like creatures, man. In the PDF, it describes more details, like a hook nose and all this stuff. And so... Wait. What the F, dude? I don't know why I'm seeing my face when I'm putting the Photoshop on. So let me just go back to the camera. I don't know what's happening. Sorry, guys. 144? Yeah? Awesome, man. We're going to get lit soon, too. Unless it wasn't just updating, but it's supposed to just go right to it. What's the deal, man? It's not working. What the shit? I don't get it. Maybe this is some type of interference, right? Energy, it's all about energy. Don't you dare look at these pictures, right? Don't you dare reveal us, Anunnaki. Don't show us what we really look like, you know. Yeah, oh, now it's working. Now it wants to work. Why? Okay. Did I even show you any of these pictures? Did they even come up for you? Now it's working. Or anyways, I made a video about this, and I show a bunch of these pictures of snake, reptilian serpents. This is your precious Inky Anunnaki vatos. This is who you worship. This is who you're aligning yourself with. This is what your creeds are. You're saying it's brother Inky against his brother Enlil. This is complete BS. Yeah. Close to the gray aliens, you know, because the grays are part of the draconian lineage. So, all right. I don't know what was hanging me up, but it's fixed now. So, I'll look back on the live. Right? What the shit? Oh, I know what that was. I was getting confused by the window that's delayed. The window was delayed. 111 likes. Is that the one you see, Helena? Yeah, you see one. Helena sees numbers really good. I didn't know there was a parade for Inky. There probably is a parade. You know, he's being worshipped as a god. They're being worshipped as they created us. Thomas. Yeah, that's always possible. I know there's always attackers. We even got sometimes, like on the live show, trolls. That's why I have 4 moderators now. They you know, and then if I see the moderators keep on, you know, blocking someone, I remove them. You know, we don't want that energy. You guys, I just want to say, you don't have to agree with us. You don't have to agree with these teachings or Ashanadine. Just be respectful about our beliefs, because our channel is about these teachings. And obviously, not everyone agrees with these teachings, and that is okay. It is a spiritual war that is ongoing. And just because, let's say, they do take over our planet, they do eventually, that doesn't mean you stop your spiritual growth and learning. You know there's 3 timelines that you can end up in. The Phantom Earth timeline, or the Inner Earth timeline, or the Terra 5D timeline. So you still want to go towards the Inner Earth or Terra timeline. Okay, so that is what that's about. So you guys are still working your ass off for your ascension. And just think about this as well. Don't forget about this part. You came here to help the Earth and the humans during this period. The Guardians are the ones telling us about this takeover, and it is them returning to help us during that takeover, to awaken people during the stellar activation cycle, also called the Stargate opening cycle. We have 6 Stargates open, you guys. That's 6 dimensions. When we're only in 3, that means we're getting higher, you would say, dimensional creation currents in this period of time, which should last 30, 40 years for all the Stargates to still be open. And so this is the biggest opportunity for you to develop soul growth, soul changes, soul improvements. If you're wasting this time, you're going to be, very disappointed in yourself. Your soul will be disappointed that you wasted this life. This opportunity is golden. It is golden to be alive now because you can get the most done. But it's also the most uncomfortable time. But you see, when you have the most stimulation, you're going to have the most chances for change. And that's what a spiritual journey is. It's about change. Are you making any? Are you still following those false creeds that we got shown? Let me go back to that diagram. What is it? I don't have my glasses on. Let me put my glasses on. Are you still following these creeds? Are you treating people with these false creeds? According to the Emerald Order Angelic Guardian Nations, these are false creeds. This is what you think? Is this what you resonate with? Then you're one of the people falling. It's a phantom tech, phantom perspective. Fear, you put someone in fear, what do you think that does to their energies? You put someone in guilt, terrible shame, subservience. What do these do to your energies? What do these do to your consciousness? And so this is freedom teachings. It's called the freedom teachings. And so it frees you from these fallen angelic systems when you talk about them. You see, the New Age doesn't even want to talk about them. They got all this nonsense, love light, but wish away the darkness, pretend away the darkness, pretend it doesn't exist, pretend that we're not being taken over, pretend that all humans are awakening. Whose scam is that? Who does that benefit? So, we are awakening. A lot of you who are gravitating to these teachings, the Emerald Order teachings, you're part of this crew. You're part of Team Indigo. Give me 5, Indigo. You're one of the star seeds meant to awaken yourself, but also awaken those around you. Maybe you're trying to wake up people through your social media or through your YouTube channel or your family, whenever you're around some friends, maybe you'll talk about some of this stuff. You know, you don't want to scare them right away. Just kind of like introduce basic concepts like unity consciousness. Or maybe you even have to talk about aliens, because a lot of people don't believe in aliens. Right? So, we're all part of service. We're all serving in one way or another. We all have a mission. And if you're still trying to wonder what that is, or still trying to ask who you're part of, you guys, that always goes to these 3 chakra. You go there, not some tarot card or birth chart or astrology alignment or some, self-proclaimed archangel. You go within. They don't want you going within. Religion doesn't want you going within. They want you to look for gods or goddesses outside instead of within. It's backwards. They're about being reverse. They're reverse consciousness. They're the ones that have been plaguing us, all these human seedings. So they're afraid of us to awaken. If we awakened, there goes their Stargates, there goes their control over their interest in this planet. Because if humans all woken up and said, F you, ETs, get the F out of our planet, get out of our religions, get out of our, beliefs, get out of our opportunities, they're controlling. And we have this beliefs, or at least some people believe that there's something called the Illuminati. You guys, it's related to the ETs. We talk about who they are. They took the Cro-Magnon DNA, which is human, and they connected it to something else, to the what they call, with the Anunnaki, but the Guardians call it the Leviathan. And so we call it Illuminati, they call it Leviathan, because it comes from a race called Leviathan. So this is how they make bodies here. This is how they make pretty Pleiadians that look just like us, but real beautiful, blonde, perfect bodies. And, this is how they visited Billy Myers. This is how they put people in power in the government. And don't forget about the reptilians. We got the Anunnaki hybrids, but we got reptilian hybrids who can shapeshift. Reptilians are good at genetics too. And so they made beings that look like us. So there are races of hybrids in here. Extraterrestrial hybrids. I mean, we're hybrids. If you're a starseed or an indigo, you're also a hybrid. ET. You're an ET too. But we're positive. We're trying to help. Their negative, you would say, hybrids are a military strategy. There's something called body snatching. Well, they're taking bodies and introducing foreign bodies to the planet. And they're controlling those groups of hybrids on the planet. It is the Guardians exposing these hybrids. Now, we're not pointing fingers to that country, to that nation, who is a nation of fallen angelic hybrids. We don't do that. Because then there's such low consciousness on Earth, you would start judging those people. When those people don't even know they're part Anunnaki, they don't know they're part reptilian, but you must know that in certain countries, you can look on the map and say, hey, that's a country of fallen angels. And you think you're saved by Jesus Christ, and you think you're saved by religion, by Father God, and you think that you're following hate and fear and subservience, you're lost. Oh, we talk about God. We talk about Jesus. Just not from those point of views. Okay? Jesus was a real person. But that information got twisted. A lot of that twisting, not all of it, a lot of it came from the Council of Nicaea by the pagan Emperor Constantine. Okay, permission by the Roman Catholic Church, who is taken over by reptilians, by the way, the Vatican. Fallen angels rule the church. Fallen angels have written the documents, the Holy Scriptures, the books, the Bibles. This channel talks about all those false creeds in action. And so, we're the light. You're a starseed, you're an indigo child, you're serving the law of one, not any of this freaking false creeds, man. We're not talking about judgment. We're not talking about fear. We're talking about omni-love, loving all. Which is, if you guys notice, when you start talking about loving everything, loving everyone, they don't like that. They don't believe in that. They think that's crazy. You will hear people leave comments. I cannot love that person. I cannot love that being. You see what I'm saying? It's a foreign concept. Your concepts are about judgment and putting people in categories. And that's why you have racism. Now those people are different. Now or you're not a believer, or you're not a Hebrew, God's chosen people. You see what I'm saying? God doesn't choose people. God doesn't judge. The real God. That's a whole conversation by itself, but we will also go into the PDF. I just want to check on chat again. 144. There's 144. There's another master number. I have no problems about this. I have had enough. There's enough signs tonight. Yeah, reverence all life. But don't, we're not saying go be friends and buddies with someone who hates you, right? Or have them around your children. That's not what we're saying. But you recognize, hey, that axe murderer was created by God. That axe murderer was once, the consciousness, the original consciousness was benevolent. You didn't stop being part of God. If you're not part of God, what are you? What's the logic behind that? Okay, homies, who wants to get lit? If anyone wants to get lit, please show a fire emoji in chat and we'll get lit together. We'll uplift the mood a little bit. Okay, Bobby Moore. They closed this matrix off at 11.5. Whoever in charge is... Yeah, that was actually done. That was how it all started. What Bobby's talking about is in the Voyager's books. It is if you want to talk about sin, which is not a real thing, the Guardians call something in quotation marks the original sin, which is what happened 250 billion years ago. Hello. That was before humans were even born, created, thought of. We were created less than a billion, and they were 250 billion years ago. And there's people thinking we're the center of the universe when we're new kids on the block. Okay, 560 million years ain't nothing. There's beings who are from 950 billion years ago. That's almost a trillion years. You can just round it off. 1 trillion years ago, okay? And we're just created a few 100 million years ago? Let's keep some things in perspective. Okay, so 250 billion years ago, if we were created 950, that was 700 years ago. So 250 years ago. So we got along for 700 billion years. Everything was blessed. Everything was following the law of one. Including reptilians, including Anunnaki, including all these dark beings. It was all once blessed, man. All in union. And then it all started with the Anu Elohim and the Omicron. They wanted to kill each other. They fell in their DNA template. They fell in their consciousness. And they literally... Destroying Stargate 12 is cutting off your 12 strand. Like our brother said, They created their own kingdom. Because if you cut off the 12th strand from your DNA template, which they did, now they're only 11 strand, right? Now you're no longer connected to the guardians. The guardians, what I'm saying is, in their template, in their DNA, they can't come into your DNA. I mean, they can't project themselves into the DNA. They cut that off from happening. They stopped that from happening by mutilating their DNA. Now there are 11 strands, but what that means is now that the 12 is cut off, now there's darkness between 1 and 11. 11.5 technically. Actually, Thoth made it all the way up to the top of that. He has 11.5 strands of DNA. He has an immortal body. A fallen angel with an immortal body. So there's a long story about Thoth, okay? But just saying that he was once actually working the Emerald Covenant. But then he betrayed the Emerald Covenant and came out with his own teachings called the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. And I made a video about that. It's one of my, I think my second highest video on my channel. So they cut off the 12-strand DNA. They're no longer Christed beings. When you got 12 strands, you're Christed. That means the word Christed means you're able to leave the time matrix. So maybe they made their own little kingdom, 11 dimensions and down, but they also prevented themselves from leaving. Now they're stuck at 11D. Maybe their progeny, their generations who came, maybe they don't want to be stuck down here. And they can't actually change and switch by doing a host matrix with the DNA, with the guardians, which fixes their 12 strand. And so they become Christed again. Sorry, I got to rub my eye. So some guardians have done that. That's why there is positive Anunnaki. Because some of them did a host matrix with the guardians. You see, in religions, fallen angelic systems, in religions, there's no forgiveness. The actual God, creator God, guardians, actually, you want to come back to the light? We'll help you. What do you think an indigo type 3 is, you guys? There's 3 types of indigos. The third one, type 3, is literal host matrix. We talk about that here. That means you have a Nephilim Anunnaki soul essence inside your body, but you also have an Oraphim soul essence, an angelic soul essence, in one body. The indigo type 2s and indigo type 1s don't have this arrangement. It's a service for indigo type 3s to assist the Nephilim fallen angelic to become Christed. It's not about forgiveness, but hey, we will help the darkness we love the darkness because we know it's God in the hologram that became distorted, which is not God's original intention for this matrix. God's original intention is unity. There's actually agreements. What do you think the Armored Covenant is? It's an agreement between the blue flame, the gold flame, and the violet flame, and all of their ET races that they created. There was an agreement that we would all get along peacefully, co-creatively, egalitarian, living under the law of one together. And we did. For 700 years, or 700 billion years. And like our brother said, that's where it all changed. They cut off their 12 strand. No longer Christed. Now they became stuck, but they also became little kings in their little empire. And now people, any guardians within 1 through 12, 1 through 11, they have to work their way up. They have to fight their way out. Not fight. It takes effort to awaken here, man. Did you know how hard it is here? Have you noticed? We're not perfect. It's not always fun. It's certainly not easy to love everyone. Okay, right? So it's a struggle. It's not easy as pie. It's not just a simple little ascension process, is it? I love you guys. Did I see any fire emojis? Was there at least one person? I'm sure Helena at least did. Yes! We have some fire emojis in the house. Sorry I saw it late, you guys. Melvin, no judgment. Christos Avatar. After I was captured by the gargoyles in war. Gargoyles would be Odedicrons. They're winged reptilians, and I made a video about the Odedicrons. Actually, the thumbnail of this video is an Odedicron, gargoyle. There was one who treated me with kindness and compassion. It changed my view of them. So there we go. It's the same thing about the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki were created by a fallen angelic race, but some of them got out. Some of them got out of that. So it's the same with reptilians. There is some good dragons. So there is some good Odedicrons, gargoyles. But the majority of them are fallen because their race is fallen. They're created by fallen angels. Okay? The top dogs, the top of them, you saw on the chart, is Anu Elohim, Omicron, Odedicron, and Necromaton. Those are the top dogs, the highest level fallen angels. They themselves are founders. They're founder races. They created races underneath them. You see what I'm saying, you guys? These fallen angels created races who are fallen angels. But everything in the time matrix has free will. And you, even if something's trying to control your free will, you still have free will. You can still switch to the light. The light can switch to the dark. It's not about permission. It's not about being allowed. It's, hey, path of chaos or path of order? Which one are you choosing? So let's get lit. Sorry I was delayed on that, but hey. So this is what. So this is why you had a positive gargoyle. But I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm not going to say, hey, change your view on all of them. You can even tell by looking at these beings that they're pretty freaking dark. I mean, scary looking, intimidating. I mean, don't judge a book by its cover. There's even positive Anunnaki. There was a council of them. They were on the Syrian council. There was good ones. But don't fall into that trap of saying, oh, Anunnaki are good when they're still attacking us and taking us over and distorting our DNA and distorting our religions and distorting, using weapons on us, energy weapons. I just have to put my toothpick through 9 holes. 2 more. 1 more. Okay? So you can hear people's positive experiences with them. You will find a positive dragon sometimes. But don't start saying that all dragons are good, because they're not. Because they're attacking us and they actually took us over. They actually murdered us before in human seeding 2. And they're apparently they're the reptilians that you say are good take us over. They took us over in parallel. There is a race here called Dracos who are part humans. So they're earthlings because they were created here. But it's a fallen angel military strategy, though. They're using these hybrids to take us over from the inside. They're in positions of power. They're wealthy bloodline families. There are presidents. There are kings and queens. There are emperors. There are popes. There are Illuminati. If that is not a sign that we're being taken over, I mean, there's got to be intelligent people in the New Age. You got to have some intelligence. You got to have some discernment and look in the world and see it. Can you guys look into the world, look into the news, look into the politics? Can you see a global awakening? It's bullshit. There is no global awakening. It's a small awakening on Earth. Literally in the millions, not billions, millions. There is no global awakening. Remember, they do things reverse. It's not a global awakening, it's a global falling. We're having a global falling. Everybody's responsible for getting your spiritual affairs in order. Let's get lit. Use your transmission hand, your right hand. That's your chakra, your palm chakra. You got fingertip chakra. And you use intention, consciousness, sin consciousness through your transmitting hand to the medicine, which is only green, wacky tobacco. Wacky tobacco. That's all. Yeah. So you transmit intention into your medicine, sin transmission, whatever you want. Use words. Words is sound. Sound is scalar power. Put pictures in your mind. That's light. That's color. Use symbols. That is scalar power. I made an article today in the Emerald Order teachings about scalar speak. People don't even know what the F that means. Back then, we knew very well. The whole planet knew what scalar speak is. Using these light, color, symbol, sound, which is toning. You tone in the Anunnaki language in these teachings. Machiwa. Connection to psychic energies, connection to psychic visions, connection to higher selves, omni love, eternal joy, bliss, protection, cleansing. I love you, I love you, I love you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Just say it in your own words. Transmit frequency in your own words. Use scalar speak, use scalar power, scalar technologies. That's what biospiritual healing is. That's what bioregenesis technologies is. Much respect. See, we don't just talk about fallen angels. We talk about your light body. We talk about chakras. We talk about your Merkaba field. We talk about using your consciousness to ascend, teaching you how to bioregenerate your mutated DNA and consciousness. Machiwa. Green tobacco. They want to get into your light field. They want to get into your space. They want you to channel them. They want you to invocate them. Okay? They want you to follow them. They give you instructions on how to connect to angels and spirit guides and gods and goddesses, how to use them on your new moon, which is a satanic reptilian black magic. Is anything to do with the moon is black magic. But people are putting their intentions in the moon. They are worshiping the moon. They are doing all kinds of things during the full moon or the new moon. That's why I made a video about the moon. This is why the Guardians talk about the moon as being a fake satellite, a fake moon. Not a real thing. But you put all your intentions with it. You're sending your frequency with it. That's what these beings are doing. In the New Age, you're getting books and people make videos. They're teaching you how to follow these other systems. You know, have you ever heard of Enoch? Enoch says it himself, but he's a fallen angel. But this fallen angel, Enoch, told you about the fallen angels called the Watchers, who gave the humans magic, who gave the humans tarot and astrology. And now this is your entanglement with fallen angelic systems. And what's, at least you are awakening to your higher selves. What? Religious people aren't even doing that. They're not even allowed to know about chakra. You're not allowed to know about psychic abilities, or you demonize it and say it's wrong or dark or demonic. Or some people say they don't even exist. At least religious people acknowledge spirit. But secular people or atheists, they're just on surface. When they can't even pause for a moment and try to identify what is consciousness. You're thinking. Are you going to explain it from a brain point of view, right? Some waveforms. Consciousness is life, is live. And your consciousness thoughts are not physical. These living, non-physical energies of you are in another world, other dimension. Not in the same plane as this physical. You're not the body, you are the mind that's thinking. The consciousness that dwells the body. Spirit inside a body. Lose the body, the spirit is still alive. You never die. But what does this consciousness do after your life? What did you do in your life? Depends on where this consciousness goes. It's not punishment. It's not for sin. It is simply energy dynamics. Remember, God's an it. It's not no disrespect to say that. It has no gender because it has no body, it has no, genitals. Just straight up fact. But you're calling God a boy, a father. He, the Lord God, Father God. That's a low idea of spirit, holy ones. A low idea of consciousness. I mean, what's you and your level of awareness in higher levels and higher body forms? Think of a being in liquid light. Or even think of a density 3 being, an oversoul, archangel. Think what it looks like. Does it even walk anymore? Doesn't it just float like a spirit being or fly? Or there's no sky to fly in. There's no grounds, no floors. It's just consciousness in pure form. It's hard to explain. I think of walls, those as walls. Something trying to create a fake, trying to pass off something fake as the creator. You can't do that, Holy One. You can't even try. Jaguar Child, brother! OMG, man! Hey, brother, I sent your link today. If you guys haven't noticed, this is the brother who my Indigo homie, this young Jedi. Check out his page. And brother, I'm gonna make a video for you. I just want to use some of your clips in one video. It's just a short video, and I'll point them to your page. Because I love you. And I literally, genuinely love his music. You guys gotta check out Jaguar Child's music. Our Indigo homie guest in the house. I should do an interview on you, brother. That'd be a cool video. Anyways, this is... Think about this, guys. When you do take medicine, you're simply like expanding your chakra, which makes your consciousness huge. Because I've even heard Ashiana say, we're in 3D, right? But even the 4D, that is like godlike to us. And there's freaking 8 more dimensions after 4D. No, there's the Trinity, the universal Trinity, so that would be 3 more dimensions. So I lost my train of thought, but that happens, I guess, when I have too many thoughts at once, and I'm like, what? Come on, both. Thank you for the positive hearts and emojis. You guys are blessed. So we're talking about these fallen angels. Now I feel uplifted. Definitely I have my feet chakra on fire. Like I feel them strongly when I say that. And I feel my temples even, but my third eye, so all the way here, and my crown all the way down. It feels like tantric, man. It feels good. Ooh, baby. Ooh. Sorry, side effect. Anyways, you guys, so many different ideas about what is an angel, much less a fallen angel. Because you get your ideas about fallen angel, automatically it's about Lucifer falling from heaven and his 2/3, or I don't know how many thirds, fall from heaven. Okay, so this is not the concept of multidimensional consciousness, multi-consciousness. At one, it's called at one-ment. Source God is omnipresent, is everywhere. So God is everywhere. We mentioned that earlier. Well, this is the sacred universal law of one. God is, I mean, this word, you guys, all. Does there sound like there's an exception in all? I mean, just the definition of it. The definition, it just says all. So that includes all, not some. And so we are the all. We're the all. This is why we can't say, I am God. But religion will look at that such a bad way. We're like, man, we're all God. God is everything. God is everywhere. We're all God. And one thing you're not thinking about is that God made this time matrix thing. God made it. It's one of God's creations. God is everything possible. God is everything possible. We're that extension of that. We're part of that. We are that. Because you're always going to be God. You're all God. There's no beginning. There's no end. There is no alpha. There is no omega. It's just always all. Not sometimes. Not only believers. All. You're all God. That word all means really all. Omnipresent really means all present. Present all. Do you understand what is God? God encompasses everything, not some things. All, A-L-L. God is all. So fallen angels are all. The axe murderer, I keep saying that, but that's a horrible type of person. You don't want to be hanging out with someone just axe murdered someone. It's God. What the F? It's a distorted version in the creation of a hologram. It's a video game for God. Come on. A little war, a little drama, a little evil, good. They don't say good or evil, but it's like, it's all God in a hologram field. You can think of the hologram field as a speck of a sand in the beach. You're just one speck? Huh? You're just one speck? No, you're all. You're all, homie. A-L-L. Not the chosen ones. What the F? You don't get it? You ain't chosen. Nobody's chosen. No, I meant we're all chosen. Because we're all the one. A-L-L. Yay, all. It's good news, but not for religion, because they're a vampire system. Hey, I love all, we love everything, even religions, but, they're lost. They're changed. They're harmful. They don't include the all. They don't include the all. Only believers, man, go to God, have a connection to God. Indigo called bullshit. Excuse my French, my language, sorry. Not sorry. We're all God, bitches. So, you're God. Think of yourself as God. It's not arrogance. It's not pride, Holy One. Try it on for size. Say it, even softly, even a whisper. I am God? Don't make it a question. Make it a statement. I am God. Oh, did you just sin against God by saying you are God? Say it a second time. I am God. Fill the room and say it a third time. I am God. I love you. All are God. No exception. No one can run. No one could escape God even if they wanted to. And why would you want to? Most people are aspiring to be one with God. You would think that's the most natural choice, but no, not for all beings. Other beings want to take over and be God. It wants to say, no, we're not all God. I am God, and now you must worship. Send me energy. You sustain me. You're my slaves. That's what this concept is. And then we fall for this little Anunnaki BS. Oh, we created you bullshit. Hey, not everyone fell for that BS, man. Oh, you guys just got that hook, line, and sinker. All of you just most people fell for that concept that we were created by this Anunnaki. And we see exactly what your awareness is. We see. Those who do see. Does that make sense, right? What I mean is we literally can see it. I see a perfect picture of it. Like bilocate, see two things at once. Makoye. If you activate your chakra, you activate your psychic, they call them extrasensory perceptions, ESP. So it's a real thing. It's even a scientific thing, really. It's all about frequency. That's scientific. Something you can measure. Just like a light spectra is a frequency, vibration. We also got oscillation, makoye. So a lot of people don't realize that not all of them, but most of these beings pretend to be good. They are in your midst. They have come here. These dark beings have come here, and now they're come here and messing things around because they're dark beings. These fallen angels have come to our world, our people, and they're advanced to us. They're taking advantage of that because they're not being fair. They're not following any pro-life thing or omni-love thing. They're all about freaking either enslaving or worse. Damn. You're gonna be a slave or worse. Putting fear, putting shame, embarrassment, put you in torture, agony, sacrifice you. You're dead. Makoye. Your body is anyway. You are light. Remember, 12th dimensional Christed avatar. Hello, avatars. We can say starseeds and indigos, but we can call each other avatars. But most people don't understand it as a 12th dimensional level of yourself. Okay? Which is 1,728 selves. It is a huge part of your consciousness. Machiwa. I love you. You know how we get that number, 1,728? Well, you guys, that's creation mechanics, right? We have 15 dimensions, but we're talking about dimension 1 through 12 as the polarized universe. The three flames are not polarized. Okay? So they're still undistorted. There's no distortion in the universal trinity. Blue flame, holy Elohai. You don't have to say the word holy, I just mean. Blue flame, Elohai. Gold flame, Seraphi. Violet flame, Braharama. Which I thought that was weird. That why doesn't it have something similar like Elohai, Seraphi? You know, like that. But it's Braharama. Anyways, I love you guys. And this is an awakening you can feel. I can feel. Can you feel? Yeah. They pretend they are light. They pretend they're good. And you'll see people like this all the time. You see, the ones who want to harm, take, kill, they sneak into your society and pretend they're like you, but they're just spying on you, collecting data for their invasion. Machiwa. And so we are meant to awaken these higher awarenesses in our thoughts. We're bringing in Christ avatars to earth. You hear that again? Each and every one of you awakening, we're bringing in Christ avatars here. We're bringing our army of guardians, you could say. But we call ourselves guards, guardians, not really ones who do the attacking. We're in a position of protecting, defending, guarding. But obviously that means we're not going to allow dark beings to kill us. You know, they will defend themselves. They have a right to defend their lives. So we're guardians. We guard, we defend, and prevent you from harming us. So, but we're not actively trying to harm you or kill your people or whatever. See, there's a difference between us and you. You're the path of chaos. You take from others. You feed off of others, because what people don't realize, well, they do in the Christos information, that they feed off that. They're feeding off that. Demons and fallen angels are falling off that. Feeding off that. Surviving off of your shadow. You got shadow thoughts now. By design. As a collective, you're afflicted. You need to heal yourself. Heal yourselves, holy ones. Be mindful. You are this powerful beings returning to earth as promised. Christ avatars. Christos avatars. I am God. Say it with me. I am sovereign. I am free. Again, I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. Yeah, baby. Feel it. It's a spiritual war. We need to stand your light, shine your light, holy ones, Christed ones. Bring in the Christ light. Literally, the 12th dimensional frequency, Christos, pure white star, white flame. You are, holy ones, part of that Emerald Covenant. Okay, we're bringing that code, Melchizedek Christ code. Cheer. Melchizedek Christ God. You could say we're all Jesus Christ. No religion point of view. This is all, because remember, Jesus himself as a person was a 12th dimensional avatar. He was what you call a Indigo child type 1, the highest level being. I mean, no, not him personally. I mean, that level of consciousness is considered the highest. They're called Eckars, E-C-K-A-R, Eckars. And Ashiana is an Eckar. So, Mokushi. I'm not sure about mine. I think I've seen the Ascended Master levels. If that was Ascended Master 1, I don't know. Right? 1, 3, 2, 1. Because we go from out of the time matrix into the Kundalini, and there's 3 levels of the Kundalini, which is the cosmic trinity of consciousness. Outside of distortion, outside of fallen angels, there's never going to be darkness there. You can't have that. That's only in hologram fields. You see, guys? Because there's a lot of arrogant, prideful people who serve darkness, but darkness is limited. It's finite. And that because of it, to survive, it is vampiric energy. You don't want vampiric energies in your life, then place boundaries on it, Holy One. Let go of narcissists, relationships, conversations. Makoye. Change that life, that's all. Make the conscious choice. You're going to make a change. You know what you have been doing hasn't been working, right? You really want to follow darkness, man? It's self-destruction, homie. Yeah. Is that what you want? You see, all of these fallen angels, they're part, like, anti-life. They're truly chaotic. You know, they call it the path of chaos for a reason. They're all about destruction, hatred, this greed for power over others, against people's will. You want just power. Like, this is the type of negative type of energy calling itself God. See, they can't mix try to use trickery to make it look like it's not dark. Like they're doing something good. Or, this whole thing about anti-life concepts, like eugenics, right? It's anti-life. It's about taking out life, destroying life. They'll mutate life. They'll mutate the human They're probably entertaining themselves by seeing Christed humans, originally powerful beings, be punked and brought down to such a fallen state that these beings are feeding off your consciousness. As they destroy you, they're bringing you down into their phantom. Imagine what they'll be doing for eternity with you. So, it's horrible. Amakoya. I mean, I don't dwell on that because I know I'm not going there. I'm freaking, what your awareness is. And, if you don't, then maybe you're not, your polarity hasn't completed or something, or you're just not aware of it. Usually you will become aware that, hey, I'm a bad guy, or I'm a chaos. I prefer chaos, if someone says that to themselves. I didn't say that, so don't take me out of context. Shit. I am light. That's what I am. I am omni-love. And, we're not perfect down here, and it's not easy to love everything, but that's our esteemed goal. So, and we make these improvements as we go through spiritual ascension. You're going to get back your powers because you'll be at a whole bigger level of consciousness when you ascend to a higher dimension. Holy ones, Mochiwa. Blessings to all of you. Blessings. We should make a poll. Like, if you guys have had any experiences with dark energies, like you would call, it felt like it was a demonic or fallen angelic energy. It doesn't mean you're bad. We're just trying to take a poll. If you've ever felt that, like I felt when I was even a kid, I remember, a lucid dream, which is what? What do you think a lucid dream is? It's an actual interaction with another consciousness in a dream state. And it's considered like lucid or vivid. And so you're aware that you're in a dream, but what is it really? You're in a certain vibration, and you're at a certain level of existence or reality. And so you can travel between different dimensions, different realities through stargates or portals, wormholes, So you're going to go through these portal wormhole things, and, because it goes like this, you're traveling through the time continuum. Your voyage is through sound and light. Whoosh, yeah. Yeah, man. You take voyages. It's called the Voyagers. Are you a Voyager? I'm a Voyager. I explore consciousness. I have traveled to other worlds. I know some of you will think that's negative, but if someone never does that, you haven't activated jack shit, unless you did it some other means like meditation, or you did it through medicine or something. Certain things can be more inducive, You want to make sure it's going to really, like say you really want to have a baby, you want to make sure there's no issues at all. You're going to focus and plan it. You know what you're doing to increase your odds. I want a baby girl. We want a baby girl. I don't know. Some people do that. But intention is a powerful game for you guys. You want to learn intention. You want to have manifestation skills, yes? You want to be able to be the captain of your own life. You control what happens in your life. So, because this is a spiritual bondage, it is actual physical takeover within the secrets and the shadow. Corruptness. Corrupting our world. You can see it's a takeover. It's a cancer in the making. You're like underneath. You're barely above the earthquake that's about to hit. You're in some danger zone. Danger zone. So, but people don't pay attention. So, and like I said, a lot of people don't have a awakening until something, or they don't seek it until something terrible happens. So, like maybe a tragedy in the family, or maybe you became homeless. That's happened to me before. Or you become depressed. Some people get depressed. Some people take pharmaceuticals or have to see a shrink or a psychologist, which is all part of the plan. They want you to lose your power. They don't want no starseeds awakening, indigos, children, or whatever children awakening. They want you to sleep. They want you forgotten and dumbed down and like sheep, like cattle. You're just in their clutches, right? Now they have the power. They have the weapons, the armies, and the money. They have the keys to the planet. Damn. So, anyways, here's one thing you guys could do if you're getting attacked. Have a black crystal like tourmaline or obsidian. I have an obsidian crystal, which is pretty amazing. I love that energy. I also have a... Wait, let me check this one. I thought it was tourmaline, but I might be different than tourmaline. Oh, it is blue. BL tourmaline. That would mean blue, but I don't see blue. And it says BL period torm, so that means tourmaline. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this has such a powerful energy. But yeah, black crystals are really good for grounding and protection, you guys, if you're being attacked. So, because we're in a spiritual war. You're going to be attacked. There's an army of beings attacking us. You know, multi-dimensional, malevolent, extraterrestrial, fallen angels who hate us and want the Christ sacrifice. They want to kill the Christed humans. Now we're not so Christed down here, are we? That's the whole thing. Taken over from within. So, it's a sneaky thing. It's a slow, unnoticeable thing. They wanted it to take a while so it wouldn't be unnoticed and you wouldn't see any connections. But people are awakening, man. So they have to battle this awakening. They don't want your awakening. They want you dumbed down, stupefied, forgotten, bad memory, having health issues, having diseases, having, wars, all kinds of terrible things, cheating and lying and stealing and all this dark stuff with kids or whatever, kidnapping humans, abducting humans. War. You want World War III, right? I mean, they want one world order. Okay? That's what they want. And that's how it happens. It happened in parallel Earth. So they'll have one world order. I'm not saying tomorrow or something. But yeah, you probably can sense it in your energies. Maybe you can, like a brother just mentioned, or a sister, sorry, I can't remember, said that you were experiencing parallel Earth, which you can, you guys. And that person said something about it being negative or scary. Scary, yeah. And that's because they did take over. And you guys, I've had that experience. And I saw parallel Earth, and it was reptilians there. It was freaking scary as shit, and people were running for their lives. And I saw 2 giant reptilians, like huge, OMG, giants, and so scary as shit, right? And while all these humans are being captured and shit. Extraterrestrials, UFOs, damn, dude. But there's something called contactee, and then something called abductee. Like if you feel that you've seen a UFO or you've had it in abduction symptoms, or you feel like it in dreams or something like that, well, there's something there, you guys. And also something's like, even in like the super space program or super soldiers, they know how to control memory, or they can take things out of your memory. So I mean, they have technology that does shit like this. It's all about energy, right? And so these beings are manipulating the planet's fields. They call shields, planetary shields. They're manipulating. I mean, they're sending in these EMP, weaponized, like electromagnetic pulses, and they're trying to create havoc, man. Problems, wars, financial crisis. Those are all black magic spells. You guys gotta switch it to a positive visualization, like something happy, something with color, something with emotion. Those are easier to remember. But I don't know, you guys. It's just sad that there is a lot of suffering and scary shit in the world, and it shouldn't be like that. We definitely don't want our kids being raised in a world like that. And so we're trying to make a change, and it's all by free will choice. What are you going to do with your life on Earth? What decisions are you going to make to help other people or to help the world? Like your Emerald Covenant. If you're Emerald Covenant, you're here to help this evacuation. We want to evacuate as many people as we can. We want a lot of people to ascend. And so I recommend that you guys actually learn some of this technical stuff from Ashiana Dean, like the advanced healing system she has, called Kathara, Biospiritual Healing. And I'm teaching some lessons in it. I just started in the Emerald Order. And so this is weird because you get to hear what some of the stuff that Ashiana went through and her bringing up, getting into this information. Like she talks about abductions from the Zeta Greys. She talks about abductions by the Guardians.
like they helped rescue her from the Greys or something like that, because they were coming in and it wasn't a good experience at all. And then almost like protection, the Guardians came and got her out of that. But she had the Greys visit a few times already. Excuse me, I gotta scrub my eye. She just had to get that starting at 3 years old, man. 3 years old. Shh. So when you think about the Zeta Gray aliens, you know they're fallen angels. Now, we can't fairly say that all of them are, but mostly they're tricking our government, and it doesn't even matter anymore. The original arrangements they had, now the Greys just do work autonomously. They just do whatever the F they want, right? So, I mean, I know for some people it'll be like fear, you guys. They'll fall into fear about all this stuff that might be scary. And I can understand that. But it's really about finding strength in the light. Can you find strength in the light? I feel strength in the light. In choosing love and respecting all life. That's what Creator wants. I mean, that's Creator God's intention. God has a preference. And that is loving all and understanding law of one. Practicing it in your daily connection with others, in the world. How you treat little bugs, how you treat animals and plants, how you treat each other and all life, even foreign extraterrestrial life or fallen angels. What does that even mean to you, right? Fallen angel. Does it mean it's like a black shadowy angel with just like utter hatred and animosity, and it wants to harm and cause damage and I mean, I get, obviously there's beings like that, but there's got to be some balance, right? You think? You don't want this whole place to be dark and in control and overpowered. Uchivasua. Do you? I guess some people like it. Wow, you guys, I didn't know it was so late. I had no idea we were having so much fun together. I didn't mean to go on for so late for you guys, but there's still 100 people, over 100 people. Obviously, you guys have been interested in, and you guys are so interesting in chat. There's so many of you leaving messages. I think it's so cool. Like last time we had almost 2,000 messages. So, and that was less than this 3 hours. Shit. I'm not complaining. Average view duration is 21 minutes, so that's cool. 2111. So 3 ones in a row there. 2 average view duration, 21 minutes, 11 seconds. Thank you, Celine, for sharing Cathara 1. Oh, sorry, Free White Dove. Okay, let me do the poll, sister. Wants a poll, we'll do it for her, for all of you. Okay, so let's make a poll. And have you ever experienced a fallen angel? So maybe that was a dream. Maybe that was a scary person, or maybe that was a dark energy in your medicine or something. You could say yes. Have you ever perceived? Have you ever perceived? How's that wording? Have you ever perceived a fallen angel? A real fallen angel, okay, guys? And once again, it could be alien. It could be a spirit. something negative or dark. You felt the energy as, ooh, damn, that being was dark. Negative, scary, threatening. Yes or no? I'll just say yes and no on this poll. 111 people. There's 111 people online. Yeah, baby. What's up? What's up, homies? 0%, 89%, 93%, 87, 89, 88, 28, 89, 85. It's like going like a teeter-totter until it gets equilibrium. Yeah. Yeah. I seen a steel fleshy dragon in my dream. It was swallowing white kids around me. What? Why would you notice that detail? Oh, a very large shadow being in cloak? Wow. Legit empty, angry hunger. Sunset dreams in the house. 111, you said it, holy ones. 83% of you have seen, and you guys, that would include succubus. That would include 144 likes. It's a Sunset Dream saw it too. 144 likes. Yeah, baby. What's up? What's up? Yeah. Man, you guys have seen all the cool numbers tonight. Right? Right? What's up? Much respect. Yeah. Anyways, you guys, I didn't mean to offend any of you or because maybe some of you love these fallen angels or gods. Just realize that you can check the information. Like our moderators, Little Alien, Celine, Indigo, Starman, we've given you the links for free. You can go download this stuff and check. If you really feel like you have an interest, you should really check. Right? So, bless you for checking. You want to check? Check it out. Explore God. Avasia. Omni love. Chicas. I know it's not always like fun to talk about the fallen beings, but it's always good to keep it on the updated, like regular, not regular all the time. I mean, just every now and then, okay? It's good to talk about the fallen angels because there is a real threat, you guys, to the earth being taken out. So, I mean like come into tyranny, right? So you want to get your spiritual affairs in order. You want to put some time and effort into your spiritual ascension. And make sure you're one of the evacuated ones. Either Stargate passage, right? Merkaba style. Or UFO style. What's up? You want to make sure that happens, honey. And you'll know. You won't have to ask, am I ready? You'll know if you're ready or not. So, but I have seen a succubus. So yes, like the poll says, I've experienced this dark being. It had teeth, and it was angry and threatening. Like, damn. And it was strong. That they suppress your chest and breathing. So you're like frozen. You're like stunned. Now you know what it's like for the prey of a spider that's poisoned its victim and it's going to eat it while it's still alive. It's a horrible consciousness. What do you think made these dangerous creatures? You think God created stuff to create other things? This is a distortion, creation of a distortion of God. So that's one thing we learn, is that we don't want that distortion. We want to remember who we are and what we're doing here and what's really happening with these fallen angels. It's not some stuff you learn from religion. I mean, it's all about confusion, religion. I mean, it's all about freaking setting up a worship so they can receive your energy, your loving energy and prayers going to these. So, wow. It's a trip, man, when you think about it. It's really a trip. Like, you want to feel bad, but they use their free will. That's their energy. That's what they resonate with. I want to surround myself around other loving people. Not some people who are criticizing and hateful and angry and judgmental and trying to say they're better than you or treat you like they're better or something. No respect, no honor, certainly no omni love. I want to surround myself around loving people, genuine people who want to awaken, genuine people who are putting effort into it, and also putting effort into trying to be nice and kind to people. You know, because some people can't even grace you with a smile or anything. I mean, it's not as if they have to, but hey, you know. Thank you, Helena. Thank you, guys. Sorry I held you late, but I can't complain having spent time with you all. You're so beautiful. And you guys, I just want to say thank you to those who did help donations. And I want to give you guys the opportunity again, if you could please support this work. I survive because of your support, you guys. I do this full time for you. Literally, this is what my job is. And I'm not complaining. I just need your support. Even the small gift of $5 helps so much. We do this as a group effort. And thank you for sustaining this full-time effort, you guys, for you. So thank you for that exchange of energy. You can also order one of my crystals. What's up? Or my artworks. I got Starseed Homie artwork, man. Different beings. Check them out. And there's a link in the description. You could also send me a donation by PayPal. There's a link there. If you need to email me, it's down and below too. Or direct message me on Instagram or Facebook. Much love to all of you. Check out my latest video. I made a video recently. Gonna make another one for my brother, Indigo Child. Jaguar brother. So much respect to all of you. Have yourself a lucid dream tonight. Bless all of you for choosing the light, choosing Creator God's omni love. And we're going to be guardians together, guarding against the fallen angelics, because it's our job. We're guardians, so we guard. Let's guard, holy ones. It's not about one person. It's about all of us. We need a group effort. This is a group thing. Welcome all of you, Christ stars. Do your affirmations. Shaddai Ure Akumtan. Shaddai Ure Akumtan. Shaddai Ure Akumtan. Blessings to all of you. I am Christ star. I am Christ star. I am Christ star. Bless you, Christ star. And holy avatar. Much respect to you, Christos guardians. And see you guys on the flip flop. I'll see you in Saturday for sure. And all you ladies, you're so wonderful and beautiful. Thank you for being. Oh, whoa! 111 viewers, 11 chat rate. That was 5 ones in a row as I'm ending. And 111 people. This is tripping me out, man. I'm like, what? Oh, wow. 777 Zoto. Thank you, Zoto. Machiwa, Holy One. And you guys know there was a donation link at the top. That makes it easy, convenient. Thank you, Zoto. You're awesome. Much respects. You said it, Celine. I am Christ. You said it, sister. Yeah, gratitude, Zoto. Sweet dreams. Sunset dreams. King, Master Lord. Oh yeah. What's up, Holy One? See you Saturday. TNB 444. Helena, sisters, hugs. Bear hugs, you guys. Yeah, homies. You're brothers and sisters. Yeah. I love you guys. Peace. Respect. Grace. Joy. Love. Impeccability. I love you. Take care of each other. Love yourself.